Namaste. It's Jacci, and we're going to do a little bit of yoga practice together. If you take a moment to get yourself set up, if you have a yoga mat, you can put that out on the floor. Please give yourself enough space that when you lie down on your back, you'll have room to stretch your arms over your head, and then close the door, silence your devices, give yourself just the next 30 or 40 minutes to do a little practice, to do a little self-care. We all need a little bit of that right now. So today, once you get yourself set up, we're going to begin with a little bit of swinging and shaking. So these are all nice releasing techniques. So if you take your feet out about shoulder width apart, we're going to do this swinging technique that I like. It's called empty coat sleeves. So we want the hands to wrap around, tap your back. So we want to tap the area just below the rib cage in the back where your kidneys rest. And above your kidneys is your adrenal glands. So we want to get a little stimulation in that area. Stimulate our adrenal glands, help our immune system. If it's comfortable for you to let the back heel, rock up off the floor and let your head turn. You can get just a little movement, neck, spine, hips. And then adding one more tapping element is to let the front hand just touch right below the collarbone. So this is the lung meridian, and you want to cup that front hand, make a little cupping tap. So you tap the kidney in the back and the lung in the front. And you can do this every day. Super nice movement. Good to get the blood moving in the morning, get the digestion going, but really nice any time of the day. And you can picture how a little child would just swing in the coat and let the coat sleeves just wrap around and tap. And then come to the center. We're going to do one more little kind of shake it off movement, and that is called shaking the tree. So we're going to let our arms just be a little like you're hugging a tree, and your knees be a little bit bent, and you're just going to let everything shake. And you can even let the heels kind of bounce a little bit. You lift up off of your heels and bounce. And again, we're just letting everything shake, shaking the tree. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Oh, got a lot to let go right now, so just let it go. And then come to stillness for a moment. So stand tall. You can stack your joints up so you're standing nice and tall. You can roll your shoulders back. You can lift your chest. If you like, you can even roll the palms open to feel that openness here. And take a pause to just bring your attention and your awareness here into this moment and into your body. And you might close your eyes and just take a couple of deep breaths. Perhaps a sigh on the exhale. One more. Inhale. Sighing on the exhale. And then if you let your eyes open, we're going to begin to do some breathing and movement. So on the exhale, we're going to touch the abdomen. We're going to think about hugging in the belly or the transverse abdominis, this thin layer of muscles that wraps around the sides on the exhale, and about lifting and opening the chest on the inhale. So if you start with your hands on your belly, take a breath in. And on your exhale, hug in your navel, hug the belly in. On your in-breath, let your hands float out to the side, let your palms open, feel your chest expand. Not just in the front, even in the back. Exhale, bring your hands to your belly and draw them in. Inhale, let the chest open. So we're just going to start to coordinate movement with breathing. Exhale. So the next time that you lift your arms, lift your heels up off the floor a little bit. You're going to let the heels come up. You may feel your legs shake. And then exhale, bring your hands down, pull your belly in. Heel slower. This time do it again, but let your arms rise up higher. And then heels touch down as the hands touch your belly. There's that hugging into the abdomen on the exhale. And expansion, lifting on the inhale. Try higher arms. If you try looking up, that may affect your balance a little bit. Exhale down. Let's do that one more. Inhale up. Higher arms if you can, and then exhale down. You can lift your heels any amount just so you can balance. And then we're going to go up there and stay for a moment. So inhale, lift your heels and your arms in any position that's comfortable for you. And on your exhale, soften your heels a little bit, soften your elbows a little bit, and pull your belly in. And on your inhale, lift back up. And again, a little softness on the exhale. A little lifting on the inhale. One more. Exhale. And feel your legs quiver and shake. It's another waking up, shaking. Inhale. And then exhale all the way down to the floor. And once your arms are down, you can give your feet a little shake, little jiggle. Shake it off. All right, and then we're going to do a movement. We're going to call this a half sun salute. So we'll do it all in standing. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see my back. And with our breath, well, let's start with this movement. So touching the sides of the body, take an in-breath. And on the exhale, we're going to bend the knees and bow forward. So what we want when we bow forward is that the hips go back, and you can just slide your hands down a little bit. And on your inhale, lift back up. So we're going to incorporate that movement into our half salute. Do that one more time. So exhale back like you're going to sit down and slide your hands down your legs. Inhale back up. Now pause, exhale, let your shoulders drop down, and then please inhale your arms out to the side and up over your head. On your exhale, we're going to sweep the arms down and bend our knees like we just did. You can let your hands touch your legs. Now keep your knees bent. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, stay, and bow your chest back down a little bit. This is a small movement. And then inhale, sweep your arms out to the side. Push through your feet as you rise back up to standing. You might even look up or lean back a little bit. And then exhale your hands down by your sides. Big breath. Inhale, lift. Now, bend the knees, exhale your arms down to your lap. Hands can just rest here on your legs. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, lengthen the spine, lift the chest. Exhale, hug in the belly as you take a slight bow. And then push through your feet. Inhale all the way back up to standing. And exhale your arms down by your sides. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, lift your arms up. Movement and breathing. Exhale slowly down, pull your belly in, let your hands touch your legs, and then inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, navel in, bow deeper. Sweep your arms out to the side. Inhale all the way up to standing. Arms sweep up. This time let your palms touch and bring your hands down to prayer position for a moment. Pause. Take a breath. You might, as you pause, invite in some feelings of kindness or joy or self-compassion. See what's a positive feeling that you can evoke during your practice today, something helpful and uplifting. And then please let your eyes open. We're going to come down to hands and knees for the next part. I like to pad my knees with a blanket. You can use something like that if you have it. Just make sure you're taking care of your body. We're going to come to all fours, tabletop position. So starting with your hands underneath your shoulders. On the in-breath, lift your chest, lift your eyes. On the exhale, let your elbows touch down. As you fold back to child's pose, bow down. Feel the navel draw in. And then inhale back up to tabletop, lift your chest. Exhale back to child's pose. Still breathing in that same way. The chest lifts and expands as you rise up to tabletop. And do that again. Exhale. Now inhale up to all fours and just push gently up to stand on your knees. And we're going to take our arms up high on the in-breath. You can keep your feet flat here or tuck the toes under, whichever you like. Inhale your arms up over your head. Feel the chest open. Lift your eyes. Feel the front of the hips open. And then take the whole exhale to bring your hands down. Remember, pulling in the belly here. Again, inhale, open. Uplifting breath, uplifting movement. Belly in as you exhale down. And one more time. You could bend the elbows here if your shoulders have a little tightness or you have an injury. You could bend the elbows on the way up and down. Just one more repetition. Inhale. Exhale down. Pause. Little shake of the shoulders. And we're going to come back to hands and knees. And we're going to combine those two things, the tabletop to child's pose and then the movement up to the sky, which is called lightning pose. So place your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale here and lift your chest. Hug your belly in. You should feel your back start to round as you fold back to child's pose. And then glide back up to tabletop, lifting your chest and eyes. Exhale back to child's pose, pulling in the navel. And here on your inhale, we're going to sweep the arms up and lift the chest and come all the way up to lightning pose, standing on your knees. Pull your belly in and as smoothly as you can, fold all the way back down to child's pose. Inhale, tabletop, lift your chest. Exhale, navel in, round back. And now back up. Inhale, lift your arms, lift your chest, sweep up to lightning pose. Exhale all the way down to child's pose as smoothly as you can. And one more time like that. Inhale, gliding up to tabletop, lift your chest. Exhale back to child's pose. And then inhale up to lightning. This exhale, just stay up and lower your arms down. Roll your shoulders a bit. And we're going to do a couple of movements here. If this is not great for you to stand on your knees, you can pad your knees more, or you can do it standing on your feet as well. So here we go. On the inhale, arms are going to go up like we did before. And this exhale, just bend your elbows like a cactus and draw the shoulder blades together. Hug your belly in. Inhale back up to the center. Lift your chest and do the same, but turn. So bend your elbows, turn your navel, chest, eyes. Inhale back to the center and lift. Now exhale, turn the other way. Belly in, turn. Inhale, center, lift. Now exhale your arms all the way down. Inhale your arms all the way up. Now exhale, cactus arms without the turn, belly in. Inhale, arms all the way up, maybe lift your eyes. Now turn the opposite way first this time. Exhale if you can remember what you did. Inhale, center, lift. Exhale, turn the other way. Inhale, center, lift. Exhale your arms all the way down. And one last time, just lift your arms all the way up on the in-breath. All the way down on the exhale. And pause for a moment, let your shoulders move. And you can do a kind of a mini version of swinging here. My teacher likes to call this pose mini mountain. So you can do a little mini swing. You can bend your elbows, swing a little bit. And then we're going to do one more opening movement for the shoulders and the back. So if you're able to bring your hands behind your back and clasp your fingers like this, have the wrists apart behind your back, do that. If that's not so accessible for you, you can hold onto your wrist or your forearms and just have your elbows bent. So whichever works for you. Inhale, lift your chest, and if your arms are extended, then pull them toward the wall behind you. Take a big in-breath. Pull your belly in and exhale to one side. It's kind of a small movement. See what you feel. Inhale to the center and pull your hands to the wall behind you. And then exhale to the other side. Inhale, center, and lift. One more to each side. Exhale, turn to the side. Inhale, center. This is not really a turn. Just exhale, side bend. Inhale up. Release your hands. Give them a shake. And then stand up on your feet. So make your way up to your standing position. And then we're going to give ourselves, coming to standing, a hug. Pat yourself on the back and rock here. So get to stretch out the upper back after that movement. Switch the way you're crossing your arms, a little more rocking. All right, and then bring your arms down. And we're going to do a couple of movements in the warrior one position. So the first position, we're going to have the feet hip-width apart. And please step your right foot forward so it's in line with your right hip. and your left foot back so it's in line with your left hip. And then when we do the movement, we're going to bend the front knee. So please take an in-breath, bend your front knee. You want the knee over your heel, and you can decide how wide you want to have your legs. On the exhale, as the leg extends, you can touch your belly. Remember, we're still hugging in the belly here. And then inhale, bend the knee, let your hands float out, push your chest forward. Feel your shoulder blades hug onto your back. And as you exhale, extend the leg and touch your belly again. Okay, we're going to do that 2 more, and each time lift your arms higher. So inhale, bend your knee, maybe cactus arms this time. And then extend the leg, touch your belly again. With your breath, inhale, lift, maybe big V shape for your arms high up. Exhale down, touch your belly. And then we're going to go up and hold. So any of those arm positions you like, bend your knee, lift your arms up. Hold on your exhale, pull your belly in, soften your elbows down a bit. Hold on your inhale, lift your chest and your arms. Again, exhale, soften the elbows, soften the eyes. Inhale, lift. So you can have that front knee bent less or more depending on what you're feeling. You should feel some work in your legs. Exhale. And inhale. And this exhale, lower your arms and just let that leg have a break. Just straighten the leg for a moment. Your shoulders a little break. And we're going to do one more movement in this pose, and we're going to do that same thing with our hands we did on our knees. So we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, or again, you can hold on to the wrists or the forearms. If you're able to straighten your arms, inhale. And I like the wrists apart, seems to give the shoulders a little more space. Now, inhale, bend your front knee. Find an amount that you can hold. Exhale here, pull your belly in. Inhale, let your chest lift. You might draw the hands away from your body, and keeping the front knee bent, exhale, let your ribs lower closer to your thigh. And then inhale, pull back up. Keep that front foot steady. Push that big toe down. It'll help you balance. Exhale, navel in, take a bow. Inhale, push through your foot, lift back up. Do that one more time. Exhale. Your movement can be smaller if you like, or bigger. Inhale up. And then I'd like you to try something. So exhale, bend with the knee bent, go forward some. And then you can take your arms and release them. And just let them float out to the side and hold them, and you might let them float up and down like you're flying. So coming up higher will make this easier. Lowering your chest down more will make this more challenging. You could even come up onto the toes of the back foot. Balance in a lunge. Breathing. And then from wherever you are, come up to standing. So walk your feet together, and we'll give everything a little jiggle and shake. So particularly that right side might need a little jiggle, a little shake in your arms to your shoulders. And then come to mountain pose for a moment. So stand nice and tall. Pause, check in. What do you feel? You could even close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. We call this an interoceptive pause. Just some awareness of your body, some awareness of your breath, and getting a sense of how you feel. And then please let your eyes open, and we'll do our Warrior One pose on the other side with those same sequences. When we get to the part where we're going to bring our hands behind our back, I'm going to suggest that you bring your hands, you switch the way you're crossing your fingers. So this is not weird like this. This is just, I typically put my right index finger on top. I'm just going to switch, take it down a notch so the other hand is on top. So we'll try that when we get to that point. Good to break up these habits we have. So starting with your feet hip-width apart, please step your left foot comfortably forward and your right foot back. So your heels are lined up with your hip bones. You can do the little turn here without straining your back. Take an inhale, bend your front knee, and you can decide how much bend you want to have in your knee. On the exhale, as you straighten the leg, you can touch your belly, get that hugging in sense. that hugging in sense, not incense. Okay, so take a bend in your knee, let your hands float out. Feel your chest expand and lift. Exhale, straighten your leg, hug your belly in. You might touch there. So a couple more each time, letting that knee lift, the arms lift higher, and that knee bend any amount. Exhaling in. Inhale, maybe your eyes lift this time. Exhaling. All right, this time we're going to hold the bend in the knee and keep our arms up for a few breaths. So bend your knee, inhale up. Exhale, navel in, maybe the elbows draw down. You're welcome to lean forward a little bit if this hurts your back at all. Inhale, lift. So more bend in the knee, more challenging. Exhale if you want a little more work or less work. Inhale. Breathe slowly. Exhale. Breathe through your nose. One more lifting inhale. This exhale, let your hands come down. Give that front leg a break. You can straighten that leg for a moment. And again, we're going to be doing the part where we hold that bend in the knee so you can adjust your feet. Now, when you bring your hands behind your back, if you're able to clasp your fingers, you can try doing it your non-habitual way. If you can't remember, sometimes I'll just do it and then I'll switch. So see which is the weird way. So please inhale, extend your arms, maybe pull them away from your body and bend your front knee. Now we're going to keep the bend in that knee, and on the exhale, let your chest move forward. Keeping the bend in your knee, inhale, lift your chest back up. And you can push down firmly through that front foot. Back foot is also grounded. Belly in as you exhale down. Again, smaller movement if this is a little challenging for you. Inhale back up. Let's go up and down one more time. Exhale. Inhale. And then we're going to go forward and hold. So your movement could be like this, and you just hold. You can release your arms. You might just let them stay out a little bit to help with your balance. You might let your wings float up and down. And again, if you want more challenge, lean forward more, or even come up onto the toes of the back foot, and you can fly for a moment. So this time, we're going to come down to the floor. So if you're in a lunge, you might be able to get right down to the floor. Otherwise, you can stand up and just make your way down onto your hands and knees. And we're going to do a little downward facing dog pose after that movement. So you can start in tabletop, spread your fingers wide, and exhale, tuck your toes under, push up to dog pose, pedal out your legs. You might turn your head side to side. You could bend both knees. This is a nice way to stretch the back, to have the knees bent a little bit. You could try this variation. Inhale up onto your toes. And on the exhale, just move your heels down toward the earth as you pull your belly in. And inhale up onto your toes. You might soften the knees there. And then exhale your heels down. Any movement that you like while you're holding the pose. Inhale, toes. Exhale, heels down. And then you're welcome to stay in this pose a little bit longer. When you feel ready to come down, we're going to turn over and lie down on the back. So if you're ready to come down, you can go ahead and come down onto the floor and lie down on your back. And once you're lying on your back, you can draw your knees up into your chest, and we'll do a little massage for the back here by rocking. So different ways to, you want comfortable movement on your back. So rocking, sometimes I circle my knees. It's like I'm stirring something with my hands, going both ways. A little shake for the feet. Now, we're going to explore one more little movement, and then I'll give you a variation to make your brain work a little bit. So just try like one hand on each knee, like you're pedaling, moving one leg forward, one knee back. Okay, and then we're going to do that movement in a different way, and this is going to be something for your brain. So take your right hand over to your left knee, and then take your left hand underneath that arm onto your right shin. And you're still going to try to pedal a little bit, but it just makes your brain work because your hands are in different positions, feels maybe even a little awkward, but kind of interesting to try. You could have your knees further apart if that's interesting for you. And then pause, uncross your arms. Okay, please take your left hand to your right knee. Now the right hand's going to go underneath that arm and touch the left shin. Okay, so the hand that's on the shin is underneath the arm of the hand that's on the knee, and then you can play. You can rock. Good to do things for your brain. All right, and then let that all go and give your hands a shake and your feet a shake. You remember we did a bunch of shaking and standing. You can do the same here. Throw a little tantrum if you still need to let go some. And then let your feet come, please, down to the floor. You can adjust your shoulders, adjust your hips so that you feel comfortable here, and we'll take a moment to just pause. So remember we did that interoceptive pause when we were standing. So in this position you might rest your hands on your belly. You might even close your eyes and just get a sense of how it feels to lie on your back. How are you feeling now? Maybe trying to, again, invite feelings of kindness, self-compassion. And then we're going to do some movement with the hips. So if you could draw your right knee into your chest. If you are able to clasp your hands behind that leg, you can do that. If it's not so easy, you have shorter arms, you can hold on to the sides of your legs. If you can hold on to clasp your fingers, try to have your arms down close to your hip rather than up by your knee. So on the thick part of that those hamstring muscles. And inhale, lengthen that leg toward the ceiling and pull your hands toward your leg as you push your leg toward your hands. And then exhale, bend the knee, pull your belly in here. Do that again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend. So it's fine if there's still a bend in your knee when you lift it up there. It's fine. So inhale, lift. Now exhale, bend, and cross that right ankle over your left thigh. Start to rock a little bit, noticing what you feel down the right hip, glutes, hip flexors. And then that might be enough. Just keep your left foot on the floor and rock here. Or see how it feels to pick your left foot up off the floor and rock. So lately I've been doing this movement. So often we would grab the back of the left leg and try to pull the leg in and everything. So what I find when I pull with my hands is that it tenses up my neck and shoulders. And so I've been trying to just do the movement without using my hands and try to keep my neck relaxed. And you can still rock and play. It's interesting. You're welcome to hold on with your hands if it's helpful for you, but you can see if you can hold it for a bit. You've got to work your leg a little bit, work your belly a little bit. And when you find those tender places down in your glutes and your piriformis muscle under your glutes, you can pause and take a breath. Try to imagine something softening or opening there. And if you are holding on with your hands, can you let your shoulders relax? For some people, that's maybe lifting your head up off of the floor. So if your head's off the floor, can you get your head back down? And then please release your left foot down and give your right knee a hug. We're going to do one more thing with that right leg. So you can circle that ankle a bit, and please stretch your left leg out onto the floor. Holding on to that bent knee with the opposite hand, let your right arm stretch out to the side and just a gentle twist. So you could go just a little bit and your hip stays on the floor. That may be enough. If you can roll all the way over so that your hip comes up off of the floor, see how that feels for you. Try to let your right chest, right shoulder, right arm be comfortable and perhaps still on the floor. Take a few breaths here. fine if you want to support that right knee with your hand. Don't pull with your left hand. Let your leg, let your belly work. Don't do it with your arm. And then inhale, roll back onto your back gently. And either lie flat on the floor for a moment, or you can have your knees bent. And just take a moment. So that was several movements on one side. We haven't done on the other side yet. So take a moment to scan the right hip, leg, shoulder. And then please pull your feet up flat if you had your knees bent, and we'll do that on the other side. So pull the left knee into your chest, and if you're able to clasp your hands behind your leg, and you might do like what we did before and switch the way you're crossing your fingers. So you can try that. Again, if you can't reach, you can just hold on lightly. I have a friend who likes to use a hand towel here, so you get little longer arms. That can work. So hands down close to your hip. Inhale, extend the leg. Push your heel up. Feel that stretch in your hamstrings. And then exhale, bend your knees. Pull your belly in. Inhale, lift your leg up. Exhale, bend your knee. One more time. Inhale. And again, it's fine if there's still a bend in that knee. And exhale. So you might even notice that, holding on there, your shoulders were a little tense. So as you release your hands, you can soften the shoulders and let that left ankle cross over the right thigh. Start with some rocking here. Try to make sure that left ankle is not turning. You're not twisting your ankle. You can flex that foot. It's helpful. And then, if you like, you can try to pick your right foot up off of the floor. Noticing the shoulders and the neck again, and see if that's comfortable and you can rock. This side may feel quite a bit different than the other side. So it's fine if you want to hold on with your hands, but try to keep your head on the floor, try to keep your shoulders relaxed. Any little rocking that helps you explore those tender sensations over in your left glutes, left hip. Some people still feeling it in the hamstrings, perhaps. Maybe you'll find just one little spot where you'd like to stay for a breath or two. Letting the exhale out slowly. And then please release your right foot down first and then uncross that left leg and give that knee a hug. Please stretch your right leg out onto the floor. You might flex that foot. And then let your, I have to say left and right so many times here. So you're holding onto your left knee. Please stretch your left arm out to the side. And then again, we'll let that knee move across the body into a little twist. Maybe a little, maybe a lot. Don't use your hand to do the movement. Pull your leg over, pull your belly, and then stay here. Again, noticing the left chest, left shoulder. You want to keep that shoulder pretty much on the floor, especially if you have something going on in that left shoulder. And you can use your right hand to support your leg. So it's not about whether your leg comes to the floor or any of that. Just want to find an edge where you feel a stretch. Maybe down in your glutes still, maybe in your hamstrings, maybe in your back here. See if you can stay one or two more breaths with a longer exhale. Sighs are helpful. And then please roll back onto your back. And again, if you like stretching out flat, you can do that. You can adjust your hips and shoulders, get things even again. Take a moment to notice the two sides. You don't have to stretch your legs out. You can keep your knees bent if you like. And then if you did stretch your legs out, go ahead and bend your knees, and we're going to do the bridge pose. So this is a pose that is symmetrical and super good to do after we do twisting movements or asymmetrical movements on the two sides. So if you bring your hands palms down by your sides and your neck even, so look up. When you get to your next in-breath, let your hips lift up off of the floor. And let the exhale bring you down. You might notice your spine. You might try to think about each vertebra of your spine rolling down slowly one at a time. So for this part, we're going to focus a little bit on a longer exhale. So when you get to the inhale, just let it naturally lift you up. Any amount that you lift is fine. Feel your chest expand. And then as the exhale comes out, slowly lower down one vertebra at a time, till your hips are completely on the floor. And then when your inhale happens naturally, lift back up. And then again, slowly down. So your exhales might be a bit longer here. And depending on how fast you're breathing, you can do that 2 or 3 more times. Unless you just really, really need to stay up and hold the pose, that's fine if you want to do that. Perhaps today you like this just longer exhale as you lower down. So if you're holding the pose, let the next exhale bring you down. And if you've been going up and down, stay down on your next exhale. And please draw your knees into your chest one more time and massage your back. And if you like, you can lift your chest up towards your knees. Some people like that. Maybe shake things off one more time. And then let your feet come down to rest. You may like having the feet a bit apart and the knees touching. For many people, that puts the back in a really comfortable position. For some people, the knees apart is more comfortable. You can rest your hands on your belly and then just breathe freely, no effort at all. And scanning the body, see if you want to adjust your neck or shoulders or the position of your feet. Just settle. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can let your eyes close and take a moment to think about how you want to support your body for the relaxation part. So you may like stretching out flat. That may be okay. You may prefer to keep your knees bent or place some support under your knees. You may like want to be warmer, so you could put on some extra clothes. I have a blanket here, and sometimes I'll put the blanket just over my belly. It gives me a feeling of groundedness, and it's a little bit warm. Or you could put the blanket all the way over you. You might have your hands open by your sides. Just beginning to get yourself situated and giving yourself permission to rest for the next few minutes. Take a breath in and let out a little sigh. Feel that releasing breath. And as you settle, as you rest, I'll say this little prayer. May you be safe. May you be happy. May you be healthy. And may you live with ease. May you be at peace. May we all be safe. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we all live with ease. May we all live in peace. So I encourage you to let your body rest for the next 5 or 10 minutes if you have it, being as comfortable as you can. And if that's a bit challenging for you to just lie still, try to stay for 12 breaths before you come up. I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.